So DJI just launched the new Osmo Pocket 3 and I went to NYC with my friend Hassani and we just spent a whole day walking around the city and shoot everything with the Osmo Pocket 3 to test out its features and see if it's the right camera for you and the content that you make. So stick around and at the end I will reveal what I found out about this camera, which could help you make the right decision. Right, so first things first, when you order Osmo Pocket 3 with the creator combo pack with camera, you also get all of these extra accessories such as DJI Mic 2, extra battery pack, extender, mini tripod to put your camera on the stand, a carrying case that will protect your camera sensor and overall body. You also get this small wide angle extension that you can just throw it on your camera and now it will give you more field of view, a USB cable, and you also get this amazing pouch to carry all of your accessories in one place. Now let's talk about its compact design. It's very small and I would say if I put it on next to the iPhone 15 Plus, you can see that it's actually smaller than my iPhone right here. So it's very easy to fit in your pocket. It definitely lives up to its name. Now to turn on the camera, all you need to do is just swipe the screen like this and then it will start the camera, the horizontal mode, and you're good to go. You can start shooting right away. And if you're making content that is vertical, all you need to do is just flip the screen back like this and hit continue so it doesn't turn off and you can start shooting vertical content. Just make sure that when you're shooting vertical content, it's actually 3K resolution to the max, not 4K. But I think 3K is more than enough resolution for all the social media content that you are shooting vertical content for. Next, let's talk about its features. Now let's start with the resolution. In the regular video mode, you can shoot content up to 4K 60 frames per second, and if you're making slow-mo videos, then you can shoot up to 4K 120. And because of this large 1-inch CMOS sensor, all the footage that you will see here, everything looks crystal clear, and the color mode is on the normal right now, so everything you see is straight out of the camera without any post-process editing at all. And if you're someone who would like to go one step forward, and if you want to color grade all your footage by yourself, you can do this by shooting all your content in D-Log M10-bit color, and you can do that by swiping from the right. When you click on the Pro mode in the color, if you click on it, it will give you different options like H-Log. It will give you other option which is D-Log M10-bit color. It keeps all the information in the highlights and shadows, so you can color grade this footage later in post as you wish. Now the next feature is what this camera is famous for, which is active tracking. So now I have active tracking enabled, and as you can see, it tracks me wherever I go, so it keeps me in front of the frame. So I think it's great when you don't want to pay attention to the camera all the time, and you can even put your camera on a table, and now if you move over here and it will still track you. And I have DJI Mic 2 on with me right now, so you can hear me clearly. There's a lot of other noises going around, so I want you to notice if you can hear everything else or not. The feature is really great, and you just put the camera on and you don't need anyone else, and you can just do vlogging how you would and moving anywhere and show whatever you want. All you do is just hit 3 times on the subject or your face, and then now you just put camera anywhere. Doesn't matter where you move, the camera will follow your movement and it will track you. Now this camera has multiple gimbal modes. That means that you can set up the stabilization of camera in a way that will complement your content. You could just do that by going into this menu, and then if you click the tilt lock, what it does is it will always keep the horizon steady, leveled, or you can go up and down, back and forth, whatever you want to do. They also have these creative shot presets as well, like such as spin shot, where you just hold the camera steady in front of your subject, and as you move back and forth, your camera will move 180 degrees or 90 degrees that you can customize. It also has these other features like motion lapse. It has a time lapse where you can just put the camera on and it will give you this nice looking landscape, cityscape, whatever you are trying to shoot. Now you must be wondering, well, how is this different from any other cameras out there? This camera has 1-inch CMOS sensor, which means that as the sensor is bigger, it has better low light capabilities. So you can also use this camera during the night time and you will get as less of noise as possible compared to all the other action cameras that doesn't have 1-inch sensor. And as you can see in my test footage, you can see all the vibrant colors and the contrast is really well done here. So I definitely recommend this camera if you are doing a lot of night shooting. Now when it comes to battery life, so I use this camera for a whole day in New York City from morning to evening. I was almost close to run out of battery by 6 or 7 o'clock, and that's when this extra battery pack pack came in handy, and when I used this extra battery pack, it fast charged my Pocket 3 back to its 100% capacity. So I would say if you have a battery pack and if you have camera, I would say for a whole day you can easily use this camera in 2 full charges. And you can also have a USB cable with you, and if you have a battery pack, or let's say if you have a new iPhone 15, then you can charge off that as well. So I would say battery life is not an issue at all. And in terms of overheating, I did not get that issue, for me at least. I was shooting in 4K 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second for some time as well. Yeah, so I didn't get any overheating issues. Now let's talk about if this is the camera that you should get for the content that you make. So is it worth it? Yes, it is definitely worth it. It's a great camera overall. All the accessories that you get with it in the creator combo, everything will really help you in creating the content that you're trying to make. It's a really nice compact camera that doesn't really take up any space. But I would say this, that if you're not making content like travel or vlogging outside in the cities, I'm not sure if this is gonna help you. Don't take me wrong here, this camera is great. You can show your creativity and use this camera for anything that you would like. But let's say if you have an action camera that is lying around, DJI Action 4 or GoPro, and if you're not shooting content too much out there, then I would say that those cameras are pretty good enough for what you might trying to do. And personally, I have Action 4, and all the content that I try to make is pretty much mostly in the room, and it is all the product reviews and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if this would be really helpful for me, since I already have Action 4 and that does pretty much everything that I am trying to do outside of my space as well. Now let's talk about some pros and cons. One of the biggest thing that I found out is that since it's a mechanical gimbal, it's all sturdy. You get this case as well, but since it's mechanical, I still have that little bit fear in me that I might break it. It's just me, guys, so I don't get that fear when I'm holding action camera. I can just throw that anywhere and nothing would happen. I just like that durability, ruggedness of the action cameras, and action cameras are waterproof. I don't have to worry about weather, and I don't have to check what's the weather out there. But on the other side, this camera is not waterproof, so you gotta be really careful if it's raining outside and if you're shooting something. Yeah, these are the things that you would think of when you're spending this much money for this camera. Some of you might also be thinking, why would I get this? I have a new iPhone, it has a great camera. I can just get Osmo Mobile 6 and just put my phone onto it and use that as my camera whenever I want to. Well, I would say that's a good point as well. Yeah, if you have a phone with a nice camera on it, I would definitely say Osmo Mobile 6, get all the stabilized footage with your phone camera. But there are some people out there as well who don't want to use phone as their camera. If that's the case, if you fits into that category, then this is the best companion that you can get right now. Now, if you're getting any value out of this video, definitely consider liking this video and subscribing for all the future contents just like this. So yeah, I would like to know your opinion. What do you think about this camera? Are you getting it? Do you already have one? What are your thoughts? Love to know all of that in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, you will also like this video, so check that out next. And until then, see you in the next one. Peace.